Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Now, we know Keir Starmer is up to his neck in this freebie scandal, and indeed he seems he's been taking even more. He goes to football matches at Spurs over the weekend. Seems someone else paid for that. You'd think he'd learn, but apparently no. Robots don't learn, they have to be programmed. And I think the only way to program this one is with a very large stick. But that is a separate matter. Because obviously it's not just Keir and it's not just Mrs. Starmer, it is others within the party. But perhaps most telling of all, it's someone who berated, someone who was outstanding in criticism when Boris was doing exactly the same thing. And this person, of course, is the Growler. She is absolutely up to her neck in a sleaze investigation now. Angela Rayner is someone, well, we know she's not very bright. And it's someone who really should keep her mouth shut. Because after years of moaning about Boris and the wallpaper and the cost of doing up the flat at number 10 and other people paying for that and all that, it seems that she too has benefited greatly from Lord Ali as well. Old Ali Cat, although not really Ali Cat, he's more McCafferty the cat, isn't he? Because he's the cat that's never there. Because when questions need to be asked, he's disappeared, you know. But Rayner went to America and had a lovely little knees up, party on down, had a great time. And this was all done in a flat, £2.5 million flat, owned by Lord Ali. And this is the woman that's been sitting there over, the weekend and that, trying to defend Keir Starmer for all this perception of sleaze and greed and freebieism and all this. Old free gear Keir. Two-tier free gear tier. No, two-tier free gear Keir. It's hard. I'm going to give up on that one. I'm sure I'll make it work at some point. Let me think about it. But anyway, the old Growler is greedy Growler as well. So did she declare this flat? Yes, she did. Yes, she did. It's not the declaration. The fact that she's took it is very hypocritical given that what she's saying. And she did declare it at least. But it seems she shared the flat with someone who was not her husband. And didn't declare that. And indeed, as this party, the Labour Party, seems wedded to the principles of let's all grab what we can, it seems possibly and allegedly Ange was grabbing what she could as well, if you get my drift. Because Sam Tarry, he is the then, at the time, this was before the election, you see, it was last Christmas. He was the then Ilford South MP, and he stayed with her in this £2.5 million flat in Manhattan. But she didn't declare it. Now, did she not declare it because she simply forgot that she was providing a benefit in kind to a fellow MP and presumed that he would declare it? Doesn't matter. The rules are very strict. If someone is staying with her, she should declare who that someone is, which is fine. Because the rules are clear. Any foreign trips provided by donors must be declared, but not only for the person taking them, but for any people with that person. And she didn't do it. Now, did she do that because of that? Or did she not declare Sam Tarry with her because she didn't want her husband to know she would be in Manhattan sharing a flat with a man who was not her husband? This is a question, I think, that is more for her husband than anyone else. Now, if she wants to have an affair, and I'm not saying she is having an affair, but if she wants to have an affair, that's her business, so long as she then does not pontificate on sanctity of family life. That would be quite hypocritical. But not declaring it does smack of a bit of evasion and breaking the rules. And who'd have thought a senior Labour minister would be so stupid as to break the rules at the risk of knowing they must get caught eventually, because the truth always comes out on these things. And so there she is. Now, did Lord Ali know that he was there? If so, is Lord Ali now blackmailing? Or did he blackmail? Oh, well, I know you spent the night there with a man who's not your husband. Now I'd like this law to go through. You see where I'm going with this? You open yourself up to being at risk of blackmail, of risk of other outside control. Why would you do something so stupid unless you're just a very stupid, greedy, grasping, ignorant woman? And I can't think of anyone in the Labour Party whom that description fits better than the Growler. So next time she's on the news and she's moaning about, oh, the Tories did this, and it was okay for Keir to do it. Just look at her, because you'll realise there what you've actually got is a little woman out of her depth who is as greedy of hypocrisy, of corruption, of possible alleged breaking of her marriage vows, and she's desperate to try and keep this covered up. And that, I think, is the real reason she never declared it. I don't believe it would be because of any other reason than she was ashamed and did not want to be caught sharing this room with a man. Now, on his part, Sam Tarry, you've got to say, what on earth possessed you? You know, it's not as though Ange is going to be scintillating conversation, is it? What would you talk about? How to screw the system? So it makes you wonder why he wanted to spend the night in her hotel room, or several nights actually. Not in her hotel room, in her in her borrowed private flat. Why would a man want to spend time with a woman in somebody else's flat in a foreign country at somebody else's expense? It seems weird, and I can only come up with two reasons. And really only realistically one. And I'm only saying two because I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they're very great bridge players and they want you to practice. Possibly. There you go. There's a reason. Or they were talking policy over future developments within the Labour Party. There you go. Three reasons. Alternatively, they could just be there to shag the hell out of each other. But I'll leave that up to you to decide what it is. Thanks very much. Bye.